There's no official estimate for exactly how many chickens are kept in the back gardens of London, but one leading maker of fashionable hen houses for the smaller plot says it sold more than 4,000 chicken coops to Londoners in the last 3 years. These days, there's even room for chooks in the churchyard.
I like the air of eccentricity it gives me as a vicar who keeps chickens in an inner city area, because they're great company when you need them, but they're also very easy to care for, and you have the added bonus of nice, fresh, organic eggs every day.
And are you concerned at all about bird flu?
I'm not, because I think if we get bird flu, I have to worry about my human neighbours, not my chickens. But one of my next door neighbours was very concerned and asked me to get rid of my girls last year. I refused, of course, and so they moved house, which solved the problem for both of us.
Most urban poultry keepers agree with Father Kane, but others are concerned. Gumboots is a community nursery in South London. They're keen that the 30 children who attend each day learn about the natural world and where their food comes from. They grow their own vegetables and, until the bird flu scare of last year, helped to look after 3 chickens.
Having the chickens in the nursery is lovely for the children. They get to look after them, feed them, collect their eggs, and then actually they get to do baking on site as well. So they actually see the whole process of where the food comes from. So it's lovely. We decided to send our chickens away as some of the parents were quite concerned for the safety of their children, and the person who looks after our chickens on site was also concerned that if a threat came to London that she'd have to cull the chickens on site. We're really hoping to get the chickens back at some point in the future. Obviously the threat of bird flu still is around, but hopefully we'll get them back one day.
There are more than 250 million birds included on the government's Great Britain Poultry Register. But according to figures published last September, there are less than 10 premises in London that keep chickens at all. That's probably because you're only obliged to sign up if there are more than 50 birds in your flock. The truth is, nobody really knows how many chickens are in London at all. Critics say this means if there were an outbreak of bird flu in the London area, it would be impossible to track and control. Poultry keepers say their birds aren't a problem as long as good hygiene is maintained. The real risk happens when the virus mutates and passes from human to human. Here at Vauxhall City Farm, they're certain the birds pose no threat to the children and families that visit every week. Like Gumboots, they sent their birds away during the scare last year, decided to bring them back, and the Suffolk outbreak hasn't changed their minds.
We had a meeting about it and thought, what should we do? Should we send the birds away? And thought, well, hold on a little bit, because it's a very different incident. It was in a very different environment to small free-range poultry keepers, so we decided to keep them.
Bird flu hasn't gone away, but the reaction of places like Vauxhall City Farm suggests that the panic may be subsiding despite the Suffolk outbreak. In any case, it seems unlikely that the chicken keepers of London will give up their daily egg or early morning alarm call.